Yeah. You're gonna say, where do you get that?
So when our first trip to meet our suppliers, our first suppliers, we had one supplier that
And this.
that we purchased backpacks from. Certainly not leather, but just all patterned cloth, and they sold really quick. But we wanted a different variety, and I saw what you have online, social media, and that's the reason why we're here. But we think that this will really appeal not just to women or not necessarily kids, but we really want to target men, because on our initial inventory order, we didn't have too much product for men, but now with your product as well as others, we're really going to meet the needs for the men. Yeah, we have sandals, we have backpacks, we have jewelry, bracelets. So yeah, we're excited to include the men. Fundamentally, the skincare obviously is for both men and women, but the majority of the other products that we have, besides coffee and tea, are fundamentally for women. So we're definitely excited to see get the men involved.
Because that's what we get a lot of when we do our events and stuff.
A lot of questions. Why don't you have more men's stuff? So we'll solve that problem. Definitely.
That's what we're getting into.
Yeah.
Cool. It's nice, huh? Sankofa Imports.
How long have you been doing it?
Oh,
Since our first trip.
our first trip.
Yeah.
Our first trip.
So we met his brother in church, and
You got to tell them the whole story of how
I
we
will.
met.
I will. So we met his brother Robert in church, at our church, and
In the U.S. or Ghana?
in the U.S. Yeah.
No, he's not telling you the whole story. Okay, so how it
No.
starts- Let me tell. So how it started is I always wanted to come to Africa, and so he
Oh, you want
surprised
to go there? Okay.
He
All right.
surprised me with an African trip. And when we met the member at our church, which is his brother, he says, I'm from Ghana. At that time, we did not know. And so that's how we connected. He says, I got a guy on the ground, which is my brother. You go into Ghana,
He can drive you, take you around,
So
be our fixer.
they were basically our host the first time.
Yeah.
around. And that's how it all got started. You know, and that's where God connected all of us together. Yeah, yeah.
And so, as a result of that, his brother Robert has. He's actually born in Apam. Apam? Yeah. Yes. His brother. Yeah. So on our second trip, before our second trip, his brother Robert introduced us to headmaster of a school in Apam, the Royal Preparatory Academy of Apam, small private school. And so we came, we visited, and we met him in person. We'd spoken on the phone a few times. But unbeknownst to him, we came with a sizable cash donation for the school, about 450 US dollars. So he was certainly surprised, right? And he promised me that he would use it just for the school, which he did. So, and we saw that. And so as a result of that, we give to the school 250 US every month out of our own pocket. We donate to the school. And all I asked him is that he uses the donation just for the school, which he does. And I said, if you don't, that's on your head. That's between you and God. I have nothing to do it, because I've done my part. I've done my part. You need to do your part. So every month, all I request is that he sends me a balance sheet as to what he's purchased. So basically, fundamentally, every month he purchases the food for the kids every month. He pays, I don't know if he pays all of the salary or some of the salary of the teachers. I think he has 5 or 6 teachers on staff. And then he actually takes some of the funds and he gives it to three or four specific people outside of the school: an elderly lady, an older gentleman, a deaf and dumb mute, and another person who has medical bills, consistent medical bills, and he gives them money as well. I think it's about 100 CDs to each one of them. And so every month we've done that. And so as a result of that, Chief Nana of Apam has gifted us a half acre of land in Apam. So we have the indentures. It's already gone through the court system and stamped by the courts. And we're actually going to give it to his nephew, who's the surveyor of the land. He put it through the courts. It has to go through the Lands Commission. If the Lord says the same, there'll be no dispute, and it'll be ours, the title and registration. And then we're going to build a home, an Airbnb, so that we rent it out. And I've already told Master Hayford, I've asked him to put into the curriculum for the JHS students classes and curriculum on how to manage a business, how to handle finances, how to maintain the property. And he said he would. And when we get it built, 50% of the proceeds from the Airbnb, we'll give them back to the school. We'll pocket the rest. And so we'll see what happens. It's a long time. I know it's going to be a long time before we get there, but it'll happen. Yeah.
I'm big on helping people.
Yeah.
It's the only way we can move the country forward.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm big. Almost all of the guys. Once you're here, your accommodation is taken care of, your food is taken care of.
Nice. Wow.
Before they even started, you can start making the bag. All those things are taken care of. And I have a guy who went to school last week. He left on Saturday. For him, he was supposed to go to school, and the family didn't have enough money to put him through. And he said he should stop thinking. He should stop school and work. And I was like, you know what? In fact, there's a school just behind our house.
Baby.
There's a school just behind our house. So when they play ball, the ball comes to our backyard. And they end up ringing the bell here.
Yeah.
And it serves us.
Yeah.
So through that kind of interaction, I met him. And later, one day he was so down, I asked him, what's wrong? He said, oh, he wasn't in school, but they're saying there's no money, so he has to work. I was like, no, you're not going to work. So I sat with him and I told him that, okay, if I get you stuff for school, would you go to school? I said, yes. So I called the mom.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to buy a strong mattress, stuff for school, and I'm going to give him provisions. And he has to go to school. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So every year, my only thing is that bring me your results. Let me see, because I need results. Bring me your results slip.
I need the proof.
I need a proof of
Sure.
what you do. And anytime you come, if it's books, if it's provisions, if it's your feeding, any bill, just call me. I'm going to send you the money. And then, for me, I think that alone, helping people, it takes people far.
Yes, it
It's
does.
something that- Let's just do it.
So we on this trip, Master Hayford doesn't know it, but we're going to come to the school with school supplies, math kits, pencils, pens, notebooks, Bibles. 81. There's 81 students for this year, so we'll have 81 Bibles, and then I think 40 or 42 math kits, and then pencils and pens and notebooks for all the students. And then if we can get a hold of some used books, I have Evans at EPP Books looking to see if he has some used books, because they're in dire need of a library. They don't have a library. So hopefully we can purchase the used books and just show up and just here it
So
is.
like we have a lot of college books and stuff at home from when we went to school. So what we're going to do is we're going to have them shipped here and donate them. You know,
Yeah.
because it's still usable. You know.
Yeah.
Knowledge is
Math, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's still usable books that they can,
Yep.
learn from.
So we're certainly excited to see the smiles. Thank
And
you.
you know, when we started doing this, we didn't know. I mean, we just started doing it. We always knew that we wanted to work with children some kind of way. We just didn't know what, and it just so happened that God gave us a school.
So when we first met, we started talking. We discussed a lot over about 2 or 3 years. Our individual, we didn't know this until we discussed this, that I had a desire to work with kids. She had the desire, and we would talk over the years, 2 or 3 years.
Work with kids.
And wouldn't it be nice if we can go to the continent somewhere and just stay for a period of time and just help kids? So we discuss it, and over time, we thought that wasn't going to come. It wasn't in our sight. We didn't see it.
You didn't see it happening.
So we kind of stopped discussing it for many years until our last trip, and then we realized, you know what, we talked about this, 10 years ago, and we forgot about it. We didn't discuss it because we didn't think it was going to come to fruition. But here we are. And so I'm gonna tell you a story, and she kind of knows about this. So about maybe 2 or 3 weeks before we left on our trip, before we came. I started talking to Evans at EPP Books, and I was, told him what we wanted to do.
How did you get in contact with Evans?
I just look online. Yeah, and then Robert told Ben told us about EP is probably the best. We were thinking about going to Kingdom. I think it's Kingdom Books. Yeah, but he said no, EPP is probably better. So I said okay. So I started looking online and I said, okay, I'm going to make this. She didn't know I was going to make this purchase, right? And that's okay, no worries. So she didn't know. She didn't know. So I said, okay, I sealed the deal with Evans. I said, okay, this is what I want to buy, and this is how much to buy. He said, all right. So it was either that day after I finished that conversation with Evans, that day or the next day, that. So I'll pause on this. We pay taxes for our business every year. Personal, we combine our personal and business taxes. This year is the first year that we filed for our business with our business taxes, and we owed money to the government because of how much we earned, how much we made. So we paid that. Well, the day after I had the conversation with Evans, the day I sealed the deal, I said, okay, this is what I'm going to buy. It's in my heart. It's done. It's as good as done. The day after that, I went to the mailbox, the post box, had no idea. When I opened up the box, I'll joke with my wife and I'll come into the house and I'll say, you know what? Finally, the postman put my $1 million check in the box, in the post box. I'll kind of mess with her. I said, "You want some of this?" She said, just get out of here. You just messing with me." So I came in the house that day, and I said, "You want part of this $1 million check?" Because the postman finally put it in the mailbox. She said, "Get out of here." I said, "All right, you sure?" She said, "Stop." And I said, "Are you sure again?" She said, "No, I don't." I said, "All right." So I took out this envelope from the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, where we pay taxes. Open the envelope, and I said, "Guess what this is? This is a check from the IRS." She said, "No." And I said, "This is the $1 million check you told me you did not want. So it's mine now. Thank you very much."
We got a check.
So we got a check for $1,220 some dollars as a refund. It's a refund. The Internal Revenue Service paid us back. We overpaid. Not only did we pay them the amount that we thought we owed, but we paid them too much, and they sent us a check back. And that's as a result of me sealing it in my heart that we're going to make that purchase for the school. That's how God immediately blessed us in that
That's how
manner.
we've been getting our blessings. I mean, we do something and it automatically comes right back. But
Yes.
It comes back double.
We don't expect it. We don't look for it.
We don't look for it. We just.
But we realize either in the same day or the very next day, something happens. A door opens up, whether it's a financial door, whether it's an opportunity, something happens as a result of our endeavors, our commitment to serve somebody else. And that's exactly how it does. That's exactly how God works in this. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, thank you. So we're excited. We're definitely excited. Thank you. So we don't know how we're going to roll this out in terms of what we're going to do for the school socially and publicly in America, but I think us saying this on video, we want to put this out into the public so that we can have others give the other people in America the opportunity to donate to the school. Yeah.
So it's gonna help the school a lot.
Yes.
It's gonna help the school.
Yep.
And for all you know, it's even making waves. You see, one thing about helping people is it's not about you guys.
That's right. It's not.
About the grandchildren you have on your farm.
Yes. Yeah.
You help someone now, you don't know what goes on comes around. You don't know what happens. maybe your granddaughter somewhere someday gonna need a door.
I might be dead and gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be what's gonna speak for them.
Yes.
And they're gonna enjoy some financial prosperity, and they're not gonna know.
They're not going to know where it came
Where
from.
it came from.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says a good man leaves property for his children, children's children.
That's right.
Now the land you even got in Accra right now is for your children, children's children.
That's right. Just like the sins that are upon the heads of the father visit the children,
Generations.
so do the blessings.
Yeah, so do the blessings.
So it's my choice to either make them endure the sins or make them receive the blessings. It's my choice.
Yeah. So it speaks. It speaks.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
absolutely.
I always tell the guys here that this space, I never built it. My dad built the space. I renovated this space.
Yeah.
He's dead and gone. What he did then, he was also big on helping people. From the junction to our end, he fixed the road. It was a bush.
Really?
One of the first settlers of this place.
Ooh.
In fact, this land belonged to us. The one behind, after a while, encroaches and things came in. That's how come it's from this side.
It's a
way,
jog,
about
yeah.
It's almost an acre.
Really?
This space. It's
Yeah.
big. It's about, this alone is about 4 plots. You calculate this space is about a plot. So it's about 5 plots here. This space and that space have been taken over. And he's big on helping people. He's very big on helping people. Last time I remember I was in a truck stop. I was going somewhere and I was in the back seat. And the driver kept on looking at me. I was like, I mean, what's wrong with this driver? After a while,
'Cause he knew your dad.
he
Somebody
knew my dad.
Yeah.
He's like, is your dad this? And he mentioned it. I was like, yeah. And he told the conductor, give him back the money. I was like, you're joking.
Yeah.
The guy refunded in the car. He just counted the money and gave back to me. And when I got on, he said, your dad is the one that did A, B, C, D for me.
Wow.
I said, and he told me, I was like, wow.
Mm.
And I don't even look like my dad. I look more like my mom.
Really?
So for him to even make me out, what?
He might have seen a picture.
Yeah.
His dad might have showed a picture. This is
Yeah.
my family.
Man.
And that's what I'm saying. It always pays to be nice.
Yes.
It always pays to be nice.
And
You never can tell where it's going to come back.
you know, when you said you didn't build this, that reminded me of who wanted to build the temple, but God told him, no, your son will build the temple. Yes. You're here to provide everything for him to build the temple.
But
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. It's
Yes.
amazing. So your grandchildren sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
They don't even know what
They
we're
don't
doing.
even know what you're doing. One day they're gonna sin. They'll be like, oh. Yeah. Because we'll be forced to think like, I'm gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
I have I have a timeline. I have an expiry date. We all have expiry dates. Yeah.
Death and taxes are all the same. It's inevitable.
But one day when you're not undertaking your deeds, when you're going through stuff, did you ever know that grandpa had a land in Ghana? No, it's in Accra.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be like, oh, okay, so this was what you use your time for. And it's gonna be a blessing to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I tell my, because we have so many grandsons, I say, you guys have no clue. You know, I said, we would love to get all of them here just so that they can see what life is other than the U.S. because they're spoiled.
You're
you know?
spoiled.
I say you're spoiled. You're so used to having a phone in your hand and a video game and eating. They like to eat, but they don't want to go take out the trash or cut the grass. You know, they're so spoiled. And I said, you need to see what it's like other than what you have here.
so used to.
You know, and I'm one of those type of people. I would drag you if I could and let you go and fend for yourself. Like the kids I see running around out here, you know, fending for yourself. Because I say you're so spoiled. But they recognize that we're working for something. It may not be for us, but it's for generations to come.
Yep.
Because we're gonna die. I always tell my mother, I'm gonna die. You know, I'm gonna go. And she says, no, don't talk like that. I'm not gonna be here forever. You know, so what's the plan? You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, keep waiting. Keep on. You know.
Because if you're prepared for it,
Yeah.
it won't hit you by a surprise when you actually do go.
That's right.
And,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
And you need to be prepared.
You need to be prepared.
Because you're not gonna be here forever.
Because you don't have a signboard that says tomorrow you're gone. Tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So the best way to be prepared is for you to be conscious of the fact that
Yep.
you could go any day.
Dizzy, can I call you Dizzy?
Oh, that's me.
Dizzy, I'm gonna stop recording.